Right now, somewhere in the ocean, an octopus is solving a puzzle no one taught it to solve. It has no bones, it has no backbone, it shares more DNA with a clam than with you, and yet, it can recognize individual human faces, use tools, dream, and its DNA is unlike almost anything on Earth. Welcome to the most alien intelligence on Earth, the octopus. First, let's talk about just how different an octopus brain is from yours. You have one centralized brain. The octopus has 9, one central brain, and one mini brain in each of its 8 arms. Each arm thinks for itself. If you cut off an octopus arm, the arm will continue trying to feed the octopus's mouth for up to an hour. After the arm is no longer attached, 2/3 of an octopus's neurons are not in its brain, they're in its arms. This means each arm is essentially semi-autonomous. It receives goals from the brain, but figures out how to achieve them on its own. But here's where it gets truly extraordinary. Octopuses are colorblind, and yet they are the greatest color change artists on the planet, matching colors they cannot see. Scientists believe octopuses may see color through their skin. Using thousands of light-sensitive proteins in their skin cells, they may see with their entire body. Every square centimeter of skin a light sensor. Now let's talk about something that will change how you see intelligence itself. The octopus genome. In 2015, scientists sequenced the full octopus genome. What they found shocked the entire scientific community. The octopus has 33,000 protein-coding genes. Humans have about 20,000. A simple invertebrate. No backbone, no social structure, more genes than a human being. But that's not even the most shocking part. It's where those genes came from. Scientists found massive clusters of genes called protocaderons, genes responsible for wiring the nervous system. Complex brain-building genes. Vertebrates have these genes. Fish, reptiles, mammals, you have them. They're how complex brains are built. Invertebrates don't have these genes. Worms don't, insects don't, clams don't, octopuses do. An octopus has more protocateron genes than a mouse. This shouldn't exist. By every model of evolution we had, this was impossible. So scientists went deeper and found something even more extraordinary. RNA editing. Octopuses edit their own genetic code in real time while they're alive. Every organism uses DNA to make RNA to make proteins. That's the central dogma of biology. DNA is fixed, permanent. Octopuses can change their RNA code without changing their DNA. They rewrite the instructions without touching the source code. They do this with remarkable precision and scale. In cold temperatures, they edit their RNA to keep their nervous system working. In warm temperatures, different edits. They're not stuck with the genome they were born with. They can customize their own biology, on the fly. This comes at a cost. Octopuses that edit more RNA evolve more slowly. There's a trade-off. They traded evolutionary speed for individual flexibility. Instead of the species adapting over generations, the individual adapts in its own lifetime. Now let's talk about octopus intelligence, because it's unlike anything we expected from an invertebrate. Octopuses use tools. They carry coconut shells as portable shelters. They stack rocks to build doors for their dens. Carrying a coconut shell requires planning. The octopus has no use for it now, but it's thinking about the future. This is called deferred gratification. It requires mental time travel, imagining a future that doesn't exist yet. This is one of the benchmarks of high intelligence. Octopuses also play. When given floating pill bottles, they repeatedly shoot water at them to make them bounce back, for no reason except enjoyment. Play is a marker of complex cognition. It requires imagination. The ability to engage with hypotheticals, to make up scenarios that aren't real. In 2023, researchers found evidence that octopuses experience something very like dreams. During sleep, their skin flashes with color and pattern changes, even though they're colorblind, as if they're reliving experiences from the day. Scientists believe this is memory consolidation. The octopus is processing and storing what it learned that day, the same process that happens in human dreams. Now here's where scientists start asking very uncomfortable questions. How did all this evolve? The last common ancestor between octopuses and vertebrates was a simple flatworm that lived 500 million years ago. Since that point, vertebrates and octopuses evolved intelligence completely independently, along completely separate evolutionary paths for 500 million years. Intelligence evolved at least twice on this planet, once in vertebrates, once in octopuses, by completely different biological machinery. This suggests something profound. Intelligence might not be a lucky accident. It might be something the universe tends toward, given the right conditions. Some scientists go further. The octopus genome is so strange, so different from anything else on Earth, that a paper in 2015 half-jokingly called them alien. Not literally alien, but their genome shows massive gene expansions that have no clear evolutionary origin. Genes that seem to appear from nowhere. The leading explanation: horizontal gene transfer. Genes moving between species directly, not through descent, through direct transfer. Viruses can carry genes from one organism to another. Ancient viruses may have inserted vertebrate-like genes into an early cephalopod ancestor. If true, this means octopuses may carry genetic material from a completely different branch of life, transplanted by ancient viruses, hundreds of millions of years ago. Now let's talk about what octopuses can do that still baffles scientists. An octopus escaped from an aquarium in New Zealand in 2016. It slithered down a 50-meter drain pipe into the ocean. Named Inky, never found again. To do this, Inky had to plan. Notice the gap, understand it led out, navigate a drain pipe in darkness, and navigate to open ocean. Octopuses can also recognize individual humans. Aquarium octopuses consistently dislike specific keepers who mistreated them. In one study, an octopus targeted one specific researcher with a jet of water every single time she walked by. No one else, just her. The octopus remembered, identified, targeted, consistently. This is not simple reflex. This is memory, recognition, and intention. But octopuses are also deeply solitary. They live alone. They don't have complex social structures. They don't raise their young. In most complex animals, intelligence seems linked to social life. Big brains evolved to navigate complex social hierarchies. Primates, elephants, dolphins. Octopuses break this rule entirely. They evolved massive intelligence in isolation, without any social structure to drive it. What drove octopus intelligence? The current best theory: predation pressure. Living in a world of fast, dangerous predators with no shell and no escape. Intelligence became survival. Now let's talk about octopus lifespans, because this is the tragedy at the center of all this intelligence. Most octopuses live for 1 to 3 years, that's it. In that time, they grow from the size of a grain of rice to a full adult, solve complex problems, learn, remember, and die. The mother octopus guards her eggs for months. She stops eating, she slowly dies, she never meets her children. And the young octopuses have no parents, no teachers, no culture, no accumulated knowledge passed down. Every generation of octopuses starts from scratch. Every individual reinvents everything it knows, alone. Scientists wonder, what would octopuses be capable of if they had longer lifespans, if they could pass knowledge to the next generation? Some scientists speculate that octopuses are, in a sense, trapped. Maximum intelligence packed into a minimum lifespan, a mind without enough time. The octopus is nature's greatest thought experiment. What is intelligence? What is consciousness? What makes a mind? The octopus doesn't just challenge our answers, it challenges our questions.